All right, this is Rudy again. I think I'm on part 3. I don't know how many parts we're going to go up to. I don't even know if this is part 3. I'm kind of lost in my thinking here, and I'll continue my thought process because I want to get out why I'm an admirer of Ayn Rand and why I believe in a divine being and why I do not believe in a godless atheist society. That's not my belief. What you believe is up to you. I'm not trying to convert you, but I'm trying to tell you and share with you some additional thoughts. They don't have anything to do with organized religion. It don't have anything to do with a communist, godless society agenda. We're talking about you and I using our intellect to come to a conclusion about how the heck we got here and if evolution has a chance in hell of explaining that, and if we believe in an ethical existence, a moral existence. So going back to my discussion about the power of will and the power of desire. So you have inert materials. They create, supposedly, according to evolution, created the first living thing. Now we have, for the very first time in the history of the earth, a collection of carbon atoms, protons, neutrons. They want to do something. Let's forget the fact that what made them want to replicate. Let's forget that, because that was a powerful argument too. The fact that a collection of atoms got together and wanted to replicate, you can say, well, they just did replicate. Do crystals want to replicate? Okay, I'll buy the argument on the crystals, because crystals get bigger and bigger and bigger, but you can say they don't want to. But think about this. Let's say we're in the bacteria phase, right? We're the low organisms. Now, I do not know if a bacteria wants to do anything. I really don't. I bet an argument could be made that it does do some things that expresses something of desire. But I don't want to get into the bacteria argument because I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. I don't have that specialty. But let's push it up a little bit. Let's push it all the way up to, say, an ant or an insect. Okay, we went through the evolutionary cycle quite a bit. We're now in something. What's so special about that, you say? Well, ants want to do things. What do you mean, Rudy? What do you mean? They seek out food, right? You see them crawling on the freaking sidewalk, and what are they looking for? They're looking for little leaves, they're looking for dead insects, they're looking for something to eat. They create a nest, they want to create the nest. You have to understand what it would take for inert materials, rocks, air, water, and all of a sudden what evolutionists say is by chance something started replicating, and by chance we somehow get to the point where things want to do something. How did we go from inert materials where a rock is sitting on the ground to an ant that wants to collect food and survive? Think about what it would take for chance to create that situation. I am telling you, evolution is a lie. It's a lie, just like the Federal Reserve is putting the biggest scam in history on us and taking control of our money, which I want to make a lot of videos about that. But I don't want you watching my Federal Reserve videos and saying this guy's a godless nut. I want to use my intellect and my reason to share with you why I believe there is a divine creator and why I believe that evolution is a bunch of crap. Crap. So we talked about the power of will and desire. I hope I got that point across. Wow, I didn't even set my timer. I'm going to assume I'm around 5 minutes. I got to learn how to do this YouTube thing better. Okay, let's go into another reason why I believe there's a divine creator. Let me just say it bluntly. Do you believe you have a consciousness? Okay? Do you believe that there's something about you that is not part of the molecules and the atoms that make up your body? Is there a consciousness within you? I'm sorry about that. I'll have to, that's my computer making noises. Do you believe that there's something within you, right? It's your free will, your desire, your consciousness. You say, what is consciousness? You have to think very carefully about what that is. Consciousness is not your memory, right? It's the things that remembers your memory. Consciousness is not your eyesight. Consciousness is the seer of the things that you see. It's not my speech, it's the speaker of the speech. It's not the ears, right? It's not what I listen, it's the hearer of the listen, what I've listened to. The consciousness is who we are. Even if someone took control of every aspect of every molecule of my body and somehow had electronic ways to tap into my memory bank and understand everything my physical brain was thinking, they would have no way to tap in to my consciousness. My consciousness is separate from my body. Wow, you've really jumped out there now. You're really a freaking nut. You have to use your brain here with me for a little bit. We are not our bodies. When we die, when our bodies stop working, do we mourn the loss of the physical atoms that are there? You know, if that was the case, all the physical components of that person are still there. We mourn the loss of the living being inside the vessel. This body is just a vessel. It's a vessel. I could argue, I'm going to stick it on here anyway, I could argue that you and I both existed before we came to this planet, and we are here to understand what it's like to be a human and to try to live a moral and ethical existence. And when we go back to where we came from, we're going to compare notes about how things were. I could say that, but that would be a personal belief. I would have no proof of it whatsoever, right? So I'm not going to fall into the trap. Let me go back to talking about consciousness. You cannot deny that it is a fact that we have consciousness. I don't know how many minutes I've used up. I don't want to go over my 10 minutes. There's lots of arguments for the existence of consciousness. You could also call it your soul, but it has to do with, there is evidence of near-death experiences. This is not me making something up. This is not me believing in the supernatural. This is, many people have been on the operating room table in hospitals, and they've been reported to die. And they will have memories of everything, of everything that was said around them in very detail. And the doctors are stunned because this person was clinically dead. That's not just me making crap up like ghost hunters and UFO people. This is true accounts, and there's lots of common experiences like that. You don't have to have those experiences, but that is an example of reasons to believe that you have a soul. You cannot tell me that there isn't a power of will and desire in this vessel that we call a body and the power of your consciousness. You don't, me and you are using consciousness. You're using consciousness to watch this video. I'm using consciousness at the time to make it. It's what we bring to the forefront. When we think of man, there's been millions and billions of men that have lived on the planet, but our consciousness brings them an image of only one man. And we can't think of all millions and millions of men that have existed. We have to only think of one. Our consciousness is what we bring from our facilities, our brain, our sight. It's what we bring to the forefront to communicate in the here and now. You cannot tell me that there isn't the existence of consciousness. I'm going to get back to that.